That's who you give up 8 picks for, right there.
All right, let's see you do it. Don't be scared now, because don't let RJ Barrett be the reason why you don't get blessed. Because like last time, RJ Barrett blocking your blessings. UNT only win. Oh, okay. My bad. Oh.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Bench Mob Ent podcast. Oh man, this is episode 218. We got a jam-packed one for y'all. Before we go into it, make sure you like, subscribe, share it, give us 5 stars, leave a great review. What we touching on this episode? We're gonna touch on the Vikings. Kirk Cousins. Is it time to put respect on their name? Are the Bills fugazi? Kyrie. Is this the last time we see Kyrie in a Nets jersey? A whole bunch of other stuff we're going to talk about. Dak Prescott, week 11 picks. AD. We had an AD sighting. Can AD sustain this? Greg, Mr. Hot Takes, debate your mother sends mirror. How you living tonight?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know, life's good. Can't complain. Giants is 7-2.
Cincinnati's very own overtime elite, CJ Moneybags. How you living?
Good, man. Watched football yesterday. Stress-free. Bengals weren't playing. A lot of good games on.
What's the Bengals record?
5-4.
Stress-free.
Stress-free.
Stress-free. Heart rate stayed the same all day. First time in weeks.
Y'all got the Steelers next weekend or something like that, right? Right? The Steelers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
His heart rate about to go up.
No, it's not. Stop it. Don't do
Bob
that.
Smooth operator Davenport. How you doing?
Doing all right. I can't complain.
Taylor Heineke he doing all right too. That pass to McLaurin, looking like the Eagles might get that first
I always
loss.
say on the podcast. I always say this: the division games are so tricky, bro. Because I don't care how good you are, you can lose a division game to anybody. Like it's insane. This is nuts, bro. They're gonna win this game. Washington's gonna win the game. Watch.
Yeah, but it ain't even like they're doing anything special. The recipe for them this whole game, they've been controlling the clock. They kept the ball out of Jalen Hurts' hands. Like, they're just running the football and converting on third downs consistently.
There's another team in the division who does that kind of stuff really, really well too. And they happen to wear blue. So good luck to the
Cowboys. Yeah, they got 2 good running backs over there in Dallas.
Cowboys definitely don't fall in that category the way they lost that game. In fact, if they'd run the ball more yesterday, they probably wouldn't have lost the way they did. So there's that. Just saying. We'll talk about that though. Stupid Cowboys. So a stupid team. Oh, here's a deep ball. Oh, he hit him.
Late, bro. You're like 2 minutes behind.
Oh man.
That's the one of McLaurin down the sideline.
Yeah, it's all right.
I just got it too.
Not everybody got the greatest Wi-Fi in the world. Not everybody connected to Verizon.
Nah, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I seen it 10 seconds before you. but Tone saw it like 50 seconds before we saw it.
Oh, Tone, it's up a sharp.
Yeah, you got the high speed.
A little bit, the move got out of Butler. So
yeah, well, when they baby shower, someone dropped them a fresh new router last night.
Yo, the Vikings, we talked about it. Vikings, Bills, there's going to be the biggest test. Josh Allen did play. The Vikings now are 8-1 with an average margin of victory of 5.5 points a game. Kirk Cousins didn't play the best, but he made plays when it was needed. Are the Vikings on the BS meter? Are they actually legit and we need to put some respect on their name? Or is this still a team that, hey, we got to see it in the playoffs?
I mean, of course, you can say you got to see it in the playoffs just because, again, they're going to be playing against elite teams in the playoffs, but you got to give them their credit for where they're at now. No matter how what teams were on their schedule, going 8-1 at this point in the year, you got to be a pretty solid team to go 8-1 through 9 weeks, and to beat the Buffalo Bills. Obviously, other teams have beat them, but Kirk Cousins, Is he an elite quarterback? No. Did he play the best yesterday? No, but he's playing against a good defense, and he still threw out of his mind. He threw 357 yards. Him and Josh Allen both threw 2 picks, but at the end of the day, Kirk Cousins made the throws when he needed to make them. And Justin Jefferson, my God, we can talk about him all day.
He's the real special player on this football team, offensively, anyways. Him and Dalvin Cook, but and Kirk is Kirk's playing good football. Like you can't deny that. I think you can give the Vikings credit for where they are, but you can also acknowledge the fact that they're not a Super Bowl contending team. They're not a Super Bowl. I don't see it. Now I think in Minnesota, where they've got nothing better to do, I'm sure they're very excited about this start they've gotten out to, because if they weren't doing this, I don't know what exactly they do out there. Maybe they like do pull-ups on icicles or something like that in Minnesota. I don't know what exactly their thing is out there, but you know, I respect where they're at. I respect what they've accomplished to this point, because I think you have to at 7-1, but we can all acknowledge that yesterday shouldn't have been a win.
8-1. 8-1.
Whatever. Yesterday, they shouldn't have won that game yesterday. Josh Allen fumbled it away. And I think if we're going to talk about yesterday's game, the more interesting thing to talk about is what's wrong with the Bills, because the Bills gave that game away. And that's the second time. And the Jets win was more valid than that Vikings win. I will say that. But that is the second time we've seen them fumble away a lead. And they keep doing that because they're so Josh Allen reliant.
Yeah, but you know what? They should have won that game. Not the Bills. The Vikings should have won that game because Kirk fumbled it at the 1. You know what I mean? Like, he fumbled it on his way into the end zone. So they definitely should have won that game. The only reason that Josh Allen had it is because Kirk fumbled it.
That's Kirk behavior. That's who Kirk Cousins is. That's Kirk Cousins' body. That's him. That's exactly who he is. And if we keep it at a buck, the Vikings don't deserve to win another game this year because their announcer was the one who rolled out that whole Kirk Duggins thing. That was him. I didn't know that. Their announcer did that. So
that is crazy.
They should never win again. They should never win a game this season again. They should lose every game, and they deserve misery because of that racist nonsense they came up with because he wearing some chains. But in all seriousness, I respect where the Vikings are. I think you have to. I think they got a lot of good things going for them. They got a good run game. They got 2 really good wide receivers as well, and their defense is solid, right? Solid. Like, they're a good team, but all the advanced numbers tell you they're not that good. All the advanced tell you there's a lot of smoke. All right, their DVOA is among one of the worst in the league, right? I'm saying that because I don't really like that nerd, but you know it's true though. But like the teams with the best DVOAs are good teams, like the Eagles and the Chiefs and the Bills, right? But you gotta respect where they are, you know, regardless of that, and they're gonna win this division hands down. They're going to. But the Packers seem to have a little bit something left in the tank. So we'll see what happens. You know, if my boy Rodgers got that Hitler cut, now he's playing good football all of a sudden.
I think you do got to give respect to them because, hey, they played who was in front of them. They're 8-1. We could have a discussion, a completely different discussion once the playoffs hit and they lose in the first round, they lose in the second round, whatever the case may be. But as of right now, 8-1 is still 8-1, and nobody expected them to be 8-1 probably outside of Chris. Chris predicted them to win the division. Nobody expected it to be what it's looking like right now, even with the remaining schedule. It might be a runaway. Whatever A-Rod has left in the tank, which how I view that game, that Cowboys game, that's more so on the Cowboys not being able to close it out. That's a whole issue with Dak Prescott.
Facts.
I don't believe in it. They did what they were supposed to do. They ran the ball heavy. What's the Cowboys' major weakness? Their run defense. They ran the ball and was able to play off of that. And Aaron Rodgers looked better yesterday, but it's not. I don't think there's anything there. No spark left for Green Bay.
And Watson decided to show up for the first time all season. He's not going to have 3 touchdowns every single game. You know what I mean? Like,
he was hurt.
The Cowboys should have easily won that game with the lead that they had when it was 28-14 and just blew it.
I'll watch your mouth if I were you about that Watson stuff. Watson was a young, talented wide receiver that came out of the draft. It was time to get adjusted to what Aaron Rodgers wanted to do. He finally looked like something clicked for him yesterday. And he had 3 tutties. So it could happen again. And not 3 touchdowns, but he's going to have some consistently good performances down the stretch. He has a great quarterback throwing the ball. He has a chance. He has a chance to take off here.
Sure. I agree with that. I agree with that. I'm just saying it's the first time all season. Let's not act like he's going to do this consistently week after week.
Well,
He's been hurt like every week. He's had a hamstring injury. He's had concussions. It's not like he's played full games where it's like, oh, shoot, he's dropping passes. He's looking like Kenny Golladay out there. It's not like that. But
early on it was. He was dropping passes early on. Yes, he was.
Yeah, and that's a rookie trying to get adjusted. Now he is.
And that's what I said from the beginning of the season. I said he's not going to come out here and be that top player right away. He's going to have growing pains. That's exactly what I said.
So now he's just going to go back to growing pains? Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that. I said he's not going to have 3 touchdowns every single week. That's all I said.
Does he need to for him to win a bunch of games?
No.
No, he doesn't need to. He does not need to.
That's the thing. For this Green Bay team, they haven't had a deep threat all year. Like since Devontae left, they've been missing that. Since Valdez-Scantling left, that part of the offense has been missing. So it's like he's their fastest, most talented receiver on this team. So, I mean, he showed it on Sunday. You got 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. He looked like Randy Moss on Thanksgiving. So it is what it is.
Hey, Kadarius Toney looked good too on Sunday too.
Damn sure did.
Pat Mahomes really is that guy. You could put.
He was a first-round talent.
Fake that injury to get out of New York with the swiftness.
I don't blame you. You got a better quarterback.
He could have been doing this for you, Greg.
Yeah, I love my quarterback.
With the offensive staff that is with the Giants now, if he had bought in, he would be here and he'd be doing the exact same thing. That's the funny thing about it.
You saying because he didn't buy in, that's why it didn't work out?
Oh, yeah, that's why it didn't work out. 100%. 100%. The guy's a clown. Andy Reid will take these guys and he'll make it work because he's got a bunch of other talent around you. Like if you're not performing, you still got everyone else to cover up your stink. In New York, who do I have? Kenny Golladay? Really? Like, I mean, like look, Kadarius Toney wasn't ready to be a number 1 guy. And that's why I didn't work in New York. All right, but he's still a clown. Yeah, he's just a very talented clown. All right, very talented clown. I look at that. He's a very talented clown. But it ain't about the quarterback play. Don't blame Daniel Jones. Don't do the Daniel Jones versus Patrick Mahomes or Patrick Mahomes bringing the back. Don't do that. Because Daniel Jones playing damn good football right now. He's playing better football than a lot of QBs in the NFL right now. So let's relax. Best passer rating of the season.
He is, but he's in a better situation now.
Who?
Can you agree?
Who Kadarius Toney is?
Yeah.
100%. That's what I'm saying. 100%.
He about to get a ring too.
Probably not. Probably not. The Chiefs run into the wrong defense. Yo, no BS. Jets defense give them a hard time and they ran through in the playoffs. Jets defense is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. It's just that Zachary plays quarterback, so we get sticky for y'all. If anybody but Zachary, if I played quarterback, y'all go to Super Bowl.
Speaking of in that division, so we talked about the Vikings. The Bills are the Bills fugazi. When we look at them, 2-game losing streak, 2 games having a lead, 2 games they're expected to win. And in those 2 games, it's been on Josh Allen as a part of the major factor of them losing.
I mean, this is one of those things where my fault.
Now go ahead. Are the Bills fugazi?
I think it's one of those things where they rely on him too much. Like they put too much on him to win every single game. Because the run game, I mean, Devin Singletary had 2 touchdowns, but how often does he get involved in games? He usually throws like 45, 50 times a game, which he takes those chances downfield. He's a great quarterback, but this is what we've seen from him for the last 5 years. I mean, he had a great season last year. He was going pretty good up until that Jets game, and now people are kind of down on him a little bit just because he's had a couple games where he's made mistakes. And, I mean, Mahomes could have games like this too. It's not like Josh Allen is the only quarterback susceptible to throwing picks, but like when it's in the red zone, you throw it in the end zone in overtime. Like they had a chance to win that game yesterday. He blew it. Same thing against the Jets. They're inside the 20 and he throws a pick where it looks like the Jets was who he was targeting. He didn't even throw it to the tight end. So it's one of those things. I don't know what's going on, whether it's the elbow or what, but they got to fix it.
Like you said, though, he was doing this before the elbow, right? Like I think he gets in this aggressive mindset where he feels like he's got to put it all on himself and make the throw. Like, we seen what he can do with his legs, and we saw it yesterday in that game too. Like, I think in those critical situations too, when you really have a chance to put your team over the top and win the game, if the throw's not there, there's nothing wrong with throwing it away. There's nothing wrong with throwing it away. There's nothing wrong with tucking it and running it, especially when you're the size of a tight end and you want the contact, right? We've seen from Josh Allen that he wants the contact and he doesn't back down from that. So I think he's just got to get better in those late game situations where they can definitely win if he protects the football. That's what it's going to come down to.
I'll throw something out there. So over the last 2 seasons, he's actually led all quarterbacks in turnovers. That's interceptions and fumbles lost. Right now, he's leading the league in interceptions. There's a lot of times you watch Bills games, he's throwing to the other team. These are just in catching. And after a while, the statistics on that, if you keep throwing to the other team, at some point it's going to catch up to you. Mm-hmm. Josh Allen sometimes take too many risks. What I view with this whole Josh Allen situation, and Rex Ryan put out a great stat too. Over the last 2 years, he has 6 red zone turnovers, which can't happen. Red zone. It's cool if it happened anywhere else, but in the red zone, now you're not getting no points. It's not a field goal. It's not a touch. It's nothing. No points. I think Josh Allen is the epitome of the great white hope in regards of they want to make sure they could try to have a white quarterback as the best quarterback. And they put him on that pedestal and ignore things like this where he's leading in turnovers. This boils down to me, it comes back to Pat Mahomes is that guy. You could have a discussion who's number 2. Josh Allen is not the best quarterback. He's not the MVP. Not with leading the league in turnovers. There's no way.
Nice.
Patrick Mahomes, we could have a debate on who's the second best.
To your point, though, that's not all on Josh Allen, right? They haven't given him a run game in how long? Singletary isn't. I see that face you're making, Greg, but when was the last time Singletary has been a dominant running back in this league? Like, they just got Hines. He didn't play yesterday. I don't know what's going on with him. Like, they had Zach Moss before Singletary, and Zach Moss hasn't really been anything special. Like, they need to give Josh Allen some help so he doesn't have to throw the ball 50-something times a game.
I agree. They don't do a good job with, which is what I said at the beginning of the season. Like, I think the Bills are a Super Bowl contender. My biggest concern with them is that they have no balance when it comes to run game. Last game, 43 attempts. The game before that, 34 attempts passing. That's always been a concern for me with them. I still look at him as his decision making. You know it. You can't be in the red zone turning the ball over, not as a QB. It just can't happen. Can't happen. And fun fact, and I'll let Greg go. I'll pass it to you. Let's go. The ball will be in your court. Fun fact: in the last decade, there's only been 2 quarterbacks to fumble on their own 1-yard line. Yesterday was Josh Allen, and in 2020, it was Josh Allen.
Wow.
When I was out here slamming Josh Allen a year and a half ago, before the blow up, we first started doing this podcast, because I saw a lot of these things that we talk about right now. I saw it. Like, he wasn't even as he's gotten better, and he's a phenomenal player now. There's no way around that. These warts in his game still exist. But look, what we're not going to do is bash the Bills for not giving him the infrastructure he needs to be able to run the football. That's nonsense. It's bad play calling. You're not sticking with the run. You're just bailing on it because you have Josh Allen. You're like, hey, Josh Allen, bail me out. Let's do a design quarterback run. They do more design quarterback runs than any other team in the league. They might do more than the Ravens, or just as many. They put him in harm's way more than any other team that puts their quarterback in harm's way. So I don't like it's a thing that starts at the top. It's a coaching problem. It's a GM problem when you're allowing your coordinators and your coaches to put him in harm's way just because you know he's the best athlete on the field, or one of them 9 times out of 10, right? He's one of them. And so you put him in harm's way. You ride him as far as you can, and it burns you. And that's going to be their downfall. They've been doing this for the last few years. I don't know when they're going to stop doing it. Singletary is a fine running back. They can rely on him to have him touch the ball 25 times a game, right? Balance out their play sheet a little bit, and they'll win more games because they'll naturally hold the ball longer, which will and also keep the ball out of Josh Allen's hands as much, which again will keep us away from talking about these crazy fumbles at the 1 yard line, these interceptions where he just throws the ball directly to the other team. It won't happen as much. But when you keep relying on him having to throw the ball 58 times, that's what happens. And to the point about Patrick Mahomes, I was thinking this in my head before you brought him up. The only other team in the NFL who I can think of that relies on their quarterback as much as the Bills does are the Chiefs. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't bite the Chiefs in the behind because the Chiefs have a better quarterback. They're the best player in football. Patrick Mahomes is the guy you can put his ball in his hands 58 times, 60 times, and you're going to win the football game. But most quarterbacks, you can't do that. So, undisputedly, Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. But I just have a hard time with let's blame the Bills, or let's blame the Bills for not putting enough around him. I think we're blaming him for the wrong reason. Let's blame the Bills, but let's blame them because they don't stick with their run game. They don't run the ball. And I've said this before. You can stop the run, you run the ball well, you win games. It's the bottom line. It's the bottom line. I don't care how good your quarterback is. The Jets can make a serious playoff run this year. I joke about the Jets. They can make a serious playoff run this year because if they run the ball well, which they do, and they stop the run, which they're going to do that too because they're a great defense, they can legit go to an AFC championship. Seriously, they could really do it. I know you see I don't like how Miles looking right now, but for real, like that's where this thing is headed. They have that good of a defense. They run the ball that well. You know what I'm saying? Like on the Giants side of things, they run the ball better than almost any other NFC team, and they stop the run well enough. You have a chance. You know what I'm saying? But those are the things that allow you to be really good. And I think they use Josh Allen like he's the world's greatest deodorant. And they have way too many onions in the house. It distinct overpowers it. You can't allow him to show his warts by putting the ball in his hands 60 times a game or whatever it is. It's just too much. I don't care how good he is.
Maybe he should watch some Daniel Jones film so he could pick up on some things.
Protect the ball.
It's not a bad idea, yeah.
Protect the ball. That's what we're doing.
Because sometimes being safe is the better option.
Coach some mistakes out of him. He missed Brian Daboll. That's what it is.
That is true. I think that's the case too.
This is Brian Daboll because he wasn't turning the ball over as much last year. And I know the stats you said to Antonio; those are very valid. I mean, he's had a lot of turnover-worthy plays and turnovers. But again, you put the ball in your quarterback's head that much, you run that risk unless his name is Pat Mahomes. And by the way, that has bitten Pat Mahomes in the behind before too. Like they lost the Super Bowl because of that. And we talk about the whole line being bad. Run the ball, and stop dropping back so much, and you might have a chance. But you live and learn, or maybe you don't. And in the Bills' case, you don't learn because they're gonna keep making the same mistake.
Before we look ahead to the Week 11 picks, we didn't talk about it last week, but I want to get y'all takes on it real quick. Jeff Saturday's hiring.
This didn't bother me as much as it bothered everybody else, but it's because it's the Colts, and I can't act like I care about Indianapolis. I'm sorry. Another place where what exactly do you do outside of watch football? I don't maybe watch
NASCAR.
The Hoosiers.
I don't care about nowhere that watches NASCAR. If you watch NASCAR, where you at? I don't want to talk about you or what you got going on. Period. But the Jeff Saturday hire, I mean, predictable. It's an NFL, such an NFL owner move. I mean, like what really like it's an owner move in general in sports. We're gonna cape for every black person not getting an opportunity out there, but the NFL is the one league, and hockey might be a close second. Although I would say hockey is more progressive than football, which is a hot take. I think hockey is far more progressive with black people than football, which is nuts, by the way. But yeah, I mean, it's just such an NFL move. But, like hiring a guy off the street, like, and Jeff Saturday's got credentials, but he's never coached before. He's only coached a high school team. So, he seems like a smart enough guy to do the job. But, I just can't waste my energy saying the same thing over and over again. Right. We know what it is.
Yeah.
But
it's weird though. Like it's really weird. Like, yeah, he played for the Colts. Cool. But he's never coached before. And if you want someone to lead your team that's never coached before, never ran a practice before, right? Never, had to manage other coaches on the staff and get a group of guys together to make sure everybody's on the same page. Like, it takes more than just going out there and, having the offensive coordinator call plays and you kind of just managing the game and what's going on. Like, there's so much preparation that goes into that he's never been exposed to before. And the one thing that stood out to me when he had his press conference, he was like, I don't know if I'll be any good at this, but I ain't known to back down. Like, hold on. You don't know if you're going to be any good at this. You're not the right person for the job. You are not the right, because now you just flipping a coin. That's basically what you just told me. You're going to go out there and flip a coin. He said, look, I'll be the first to tell you. He said, what did he say? He said, if it doesn't work out, God bless. Like, what? God bless? Like, this ain't charity. This ain't flag football. This is the NFL. People are like, these are people's careers. Like, people trying to win, people trying to make money. Like, and he just going at it because, like, he's going into it with the mindset like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. And that's the problem for me. That's a problem.
I will say, you could be the most the most experienced coach in the world and not be a good coach. Because and I think the things that Jeff Saturday can do well are the things that really matter with coaching. Take it. I'm talking from experience. Okay, like, coaching is about being able to connect with each and every single player on the team and what makes them tick. More so than your knowledge of the X's and O's. Your knowledge of the X's and O's will lose you some games and maybe lose you the big game, but you're going to win a lot of games just off knowing how guys tick and knowing how to get the best out of them. If you ask me, if I'm being honest with you, a guy who played center for Peyton Manning and understands all the offensive checks there are and played with a smart guy like him, it was probably in a film with a guy with a genius, right, with Brainiac himself, you might have a chance of being pretty good at the job. All right. So I want to get all upset and sit on my high horse and do this whole NAACP thing and call up everybody and say, hey, Al Sharpton ain't hired the black person in the NFL. I'm telling, but in reality, the salary hire is not as egregious as everyone wants to make it. I'm gonna keep it a stack. Like, that's just how I feel about it. Like, I have a hard time getting super, super upset about it just because of his pedigree as a player. Now, again, there are more deserving candidates out there, and Irsay, you can call him a fool, but he won his first start. He won his first one by simplifying things. He took Ellinger out. He gave Matt Ryan the keys. Why give Matt Ryan the keys? Because Matt Ryan knows all the plays. And Saturday doesn't know any of the plays. He had to elevate a 30-year-old guy who was getting coffee for people last week to offensive coordinator. So he had to get Matt Ryan, a guy who knows all the checks, just understands defenses, and put him in the driver's seat again. And they won a football game. So let's see how it goes. I ain't gonna bury him until I see how it goes. But I can also see, where Jeff Saturday is coming from when he says what he says, because at the end of the day, Doc Rivers is a good example. All right. He's underachieved as a coach. There's a lot of reasons why. The biggest reason why is probably because he can't connect with his players. If we keep it in a stack. So it's so much more than experience. It's about who you are as a person and how you connect with people. That's a lot of what coaching is. And I think he can do that. Like, I don't know why I just get this empty can. So I want to see it through. And also, again, it's Indianapolis. Do we really care? Like, really? Does anyone actually care? Don't be fake outrage about Indianapolis. Not even a serious name of a state.
I don't think any of us really care. I just think, like you said, there's more deserving candidates out there, and for him to say what he said and kind of it rubbed me the wrong way, and I know it's rubbing everybody else the wrong way that he's going to it like it's a coin flip.
It comes off very much as privilege and not earned, given
right
mindset. And the thing is, yeah, he got his first win. Congratulations to him. Congratulations
on the back of Jonathan Taylor. Let's say that on the back of Jonathan Taylor.
You're smart enough to give him the ball. The idiots in Buffalo aren't even giving the running back the ball, and they lost the game for that reason. You know what I'm saying?
Singletary ain't Jonathan Taylor.
Huh?
Singletary is not Jonathan Taylor. I get your point, but they're two different.
Run the ball, bro. Run the ball. Right? Singletary's not bad.
You about to sound like Richard Sherman. Run the ball.
Run it. Like, it's football. Run the ball. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Jets lost Breece Hall. They give the ball to Michael Carter. They still making things happen, bro. Run the ball. Run it. The Bengals last week get the ball Joe Mixon a million times. Joe Mixon like Kenny Galladay as the Kenny Galladay version of running backs right now. You gave him the ball. He has 4 touchdowns. Run the ball. Run the ball.
Hold on. I can't let that slide because we've been giving the ball to Joe Mixon all year and he hasn't been doing that. That he just had a good game.
Your O-line sucks though. Yeah, I'm missing Penny Sewell, and he's really good. by the way.
We ain't miss on Penny Sewell. Stop
You
saying
guys
that.
missed. You guys messed up.
No, we didn't. How did we
You
mess
did.
up? We got one of the best receivers in football. That
What
helped
good
us
is
get
it that
to
you
the
guys
Super
can't get him the
Bowl.
ball? You guys are fine. You guys can't get him the football. It is
Who?
Jamar. The
We
first
can
time
get him the football. He's just not having
the
the deep shot explosive plays that he had last
Why
year.
is that, Chris? Why?
Because teams are sitting on him cover too high.
No, it's not
What
why.
are you talking about? They're playing him over the top. They're double teaming him. We're getting other people involved. Relax.
I don't get the time.
You get me tight. You're saying that dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Hold
But
on,
we
what
should have
happened in that
drafted
Browns
Penny
game?
Sewell.
What happened in that Browns game?
We ain't heard his name once since he's been drafted.
Who? Penny Sewell?
Yeah.
He's a damn good tackle, bro. He's been doing.
Okay, he's not a game changer though.
Actually, Detroit Lions offensive line is the
He's
one thing
not
they
a
have to work
game
on.
changer. He's not a game changer. That's what it comes down to.
Their offense,
He's not a game
their
changer.
offense is explosive in Detroit. They put
He's
up
not a
points.
game changer. We don't need him. We just need people that can be consistent, and we haven't had that. But we don't. That one, he's not
You
gonna.
didn't take him.
He's not a game changer.
Before
Saying
we
some
go
nuts
on
stuff.
in, with the Colts though, Eagles might lose tonight. They're gonna be upset. They play the Colts next week. Eagles gonna blow the doors off of them. I'm very confident of that. Jeff Saturday, he got his first win, but again, this was against not only Jonathan Taylor. This was off of his back, but this was against the Raiders.
Mhm.
The Raiders. That's a whole nother. We're not even gonna feed into that. That's a whole nother. They are absolutely terrible. Josh McDaniels got this man Derek Carr crying in the press conference. Like this, he got to go. Josh can't do this. He got to go back to New England.
Not a good coach.
The bill.
He's not a good coach.
You know what that was though? That's exactly why Derek Carr pulled up to the press conference and started shedding tears. There's a hidden message in that. Give me some help. Get this man out of here.
He'll be out of here before Josh is. That's for sure.
Oh, Derek?
Yeah, he's not going to be here next year.
Well,
Yeah.
they're so bad. They're gonna trip right into a good quarterback prospect, and they're gonna trade him. They're gonna trade him. I don't know who's gonna trade for him though. That's the interesting part.
I think they got the second pick right now. If the draft ended today,
They're gonna get a great quarterback prospect. They're gonna restart. This might have been the plan the whole time. They could be tanking. We're not talking about that.
they might draft Chris. Bryce Young. They might take him at number 2.
You gonna be my water boy then?
Week 11 picks. Detroit at Giants. 3-6 Detroit, Giants 7-2. How we see this one going?
A lot of explosive plays. No, I'm saying Giants. I'm taking Giants.
Well, I want to hear Chris say something. Don't say
I'm taking it's at home. I'm taking the Giants at home.
Didn't you pick the Texans last week though?
What'd you say?
You picked the Texans last week. I'm pretty sure you did.
Who beat the Texans?
You picked the Texans last week. You picked the Texans to beat the Giants, which is idiotic.
Oh, I definitely did not pick the
Yes,
Texans.
you did. Yes, you did.
Run it back. I picked the Texans to beat the Giants.
Yes, yo.
The Texans had one win. Why would I do that?
I'll put a hand on the Bible right now. You said Texans.
Nah, we have to run the tape back on that. There's no way in hell I picked the Texans.
Tone. Someone gotta remember that he said that last week.
I'm about to go check the film real quick.
So, yeah, no, I'll do that, please. Cause
You
ain't no
you
way.
picked the Texans, bro. I'm telling you.
Bro, I come correct with my picks. Ain't no way I picked the Texans.
You definitely don't come correct.
Listen, first of all, I do come correct. Vikings win the division. I called that.
You said the Texans to beat the Giants last week.
Call that thing. And you called me crazy when I put money on the Vikings to win that game yesterday.
You said Cam
I got
Newton's
a
top 10
big
quarterback.
Right? I was about to say.
What you say? I missed it. What'd you say?
He said Cam Newton was top 10 quarterback. You're not correct at all.
And that was a year ago.
That's a short year ago.
That was my one slip up. No, I'm picking the Giants. All I'm saying is I wouldn't be surprised if it's a close game because the Lions put up points.
I think the Giants will control the football, run the ball well. They'll do the things they need to do to win the game. I don't know what Detroit's run defense numbers are, but I think Saquon's gonna have another heavy work day, and I think they're gonna play action off of it. And they can. I know Detroit's secondary can be taken advantage of, obviously, and they'll do those things to make sure they win that football game. But they're gonna control the ball long enough to win the football game. I think that's how they're gonna do it. And defensively, they do a good job. I'm sure they have a plan for Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have to. They have to. And their wide receiving core is decimated. They have a bunch of injuries from what I remember. Reynolds is out. A bunch of guys are out. I don't know what it's going to look like this week. Oh, wow. This is crazy. Wow. Look at that. Look at Washington, man.
Sidebar. I caught the clip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just play it, and we'll
Please do.
where we come from.
He's lagging. What did he say?
Giants winning. I don't want to, get a text afterwards like we ain't talking about the Giants.
Give me the Texans, man.
I wouldn't even.
Clown.
Yeah, you're an idiot. I wouldn't even take. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't.
You can't tell that's a joke.
Nah,
Give me Iguodala.
That's a joke, bro. That's why I said give me Iguodala. Stop playing with me. Acting like that was a serious pick. Get out of here.
I was your pick on the
You
record.
didn't follow it up though.
Right, you didn't say it was a joke.
Right. I didn't follow up, but you dumb.
He's Kyrie Irving. He's Kyrie. He said some nuts. He said some crazy shit, and then he didn't want to back it up. He didn't want to correct himself after the fact when the media asked him about it.
Stop it. You know damn well that was a joke.
He said I can't be Jewish if I know where I come from.
Me saying give
Yeah,
me
he said-
Iguodala is acknowledging how nut of a pick that is. Call me Kyrie. Miss me with
Kyrie
all that.
Johnson, bro.
Jets at New England. By the way, I got the Giants winning that one. Jets at New England. I got the Jets.
Yeah, I would say the Jets too. The Jets have to get back, right? If you're a serious football team, and I think they are, this is a game you got to win. But Bill will look to exploit Zach. So really, run the ball, please. Run the ball. Keep the ball out of Zach's hands because Bill will look to exploit him. They got a sneaky good defensive backfield over there. The Patriots are annoying. They're always, even when they're bad, they'll be decent in certain spots. Defensively, they're gonna be. What is happening? Defensive. I thought it was Miles playing that, yo. I think defensively they'll be they're gonna be pesky and they're gonna make the game interesting. But I think the Jets should win that game. There's no reason why the Jets should win that game. Just keep Zach out of trouble. Watch film, Zach. Don't stay away from moms.
I'm going Jets too. I think Sauce is gonna get his hands on a Mac Jones ball. Yeah, I don't have faith in Mac when he has to throw the ball, and I don't think their run game's gonna get going against the Jets. So give me Sauce, man.
There was a time where Mac Jones was considered better than Daniel Jones. Just want to say that. People were saying that, and I'll say no, it's not true. But everybody wanted to go crazy.
Who's everybody though?
People were saying that. Maybe not you, but people were saying that.
Because Mac was a rookie last year. People were really saying that?
People were saying that, bro. People saw crazy about Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got linked with me, man. I be defending his legacy too much. We got to get a throwing session in.
You gonna run routes for him?
I'm a throw the ball. You gonna run routes?
You gonna be his new Drewski?
Zion knew Drewski. I don't know if you saw the clip.
Yeah, Zion watched too much Drewski.
Yeah, that was mad funny.
Even Drewski posted, he's like, "Yo, you think he me?"
Let me ask you, how do you think my defense was?
No.
Safe to say, Miles, you got the Jets. Dallas at Vikings.
This is a good one. This is
Give me
interesting.
Kirkwan.
Oh man, it's not gonna.
Give me.
Yeah.
It's not gonna stick.
No, you shouldn't have said that on the air either.
He said it on the air.
Show it to all the black women who follow the podcast.
Yeah, stop it. Give me Kirk Cousins. He gonna run it up.
I don't know. This is a legit defense. The Bills, they've been banged up. For what it's worth, I don't think their defense is as good as what people make it out to be. Dallas's defense, though, is a different story. So
Well, Dallas' defense just blew however 14-point lead last night, so I ain't too convinced.
It happens. It's Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about Kirk Cousins, though.
We talking about Justin Jefferson, who we really talking about.
Well, I don't think there's a way they're going to win the game. I think that they're going to play a factor, Justin Jefferson, in their pass game, but I think it's going to be about running the ball again. And I think the Cowboys have a clear deficiency in stopping the run. And I think the Vikings are going to watch film and give the ball to Dalvin Cook and get him about 25, 30 touches and win that game. That's just me. And if it's a close game, I don't trust McCarthy to win the game because McCarthy's an idiot. So I think that the Cowboys are going to find a way to blow that game, even if they're up late and it's tight. They're going to blow that game. The Vikings is a game they should win. They run the ball. They play to their strength. It happens to be the Cowboys' weakness. That's just the way I see it. Cook is going to go crazy. You got Cook. Dalvin Cook fantasy owners are going to be rolling in it on Sunday. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, I got Vikings winning. They're going 9-1. And if it's a close game, it comes down to it. I don't trust McCarthy. And honestly, how he's been playing since he's been back, I might take Kirk Cousins in the end of the game over Dak.
He threw two ugly picks yesterday, Dak.
He did.
I might be rocking with Kirk over Dak. That's just how I see it.
The conversation people don't want to have is that Dak is just the black Kirk Cousins.
Wow.
No one wants to have. He just happens to play for the Cowboys, so and does commercials for nice mattresses. So we don't want to talk about it. But Dak is just the black Kirk Cousins. That's all it is.
I wouldn't disagree with that, and we're definitely going to do Would You Rather Dak Prescott. But before we even get there, Bengals at Steelers.
Tough one.
I'm going to Bengals just because we tend not to lose to the same in-division team twice. And we already had an ugly loss against them week 1 where Joe Burrow threw 4 first-half interceptions, and that's not going to happen again. So I'm going to Bengals, especially they're coming off a bye this week. Plenty of time to prepare. Joe Mixon, team's riding the high right now. We're getting DJ Reader back, who's had a phenomenal year prior to his injury. We haven't had him in the past 4 or 5 weeks. So he's coming back healthy, going to plug up that D-line, plug up those gaps. And word on the street is we might be getting Jamar back this week too.
So that's great. Everything you said is great. How are you guys planning on defending TJ Watt? Because he's back. And
how are we planning on defending?
Is La'el Collins the bodyguard who proclaimed that no one's going to touch Joe Burrow? Is he the one who's going to guard TJ Watt?
Look, I'll be honest with you. La'el Collins has been playing like garbage all year. So
who's guard?
He looks like an idiot for saying that.
Okay, but who's checking TJ Watt? Because I'm inclined to pick the Steelers because of that. Because who's blocking TJ Watt? Because this can get real ugly, bro.
You can say that. You could pick TJ Watt, but the Bengals are just gonna have to be on point with their play calling and get the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands quickly. TJ Watt ain't getting the sack every damn play of the game. Joe Burrow, they're gonna have to get the ball out of Joe Burrow's hands real quickly. Because again, like you said, it can get ugly, and we saw it get ugly week 1. A lot of Joe Burrow's interceptions was because of pressure.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying it's an in-division game. I don't like picking in-division games. You know why? As you can see, the Commandos are currently working the Eagles. So you know what I'm saying? Like it's a tough one to pick. I don't like doing that. But that your weakness is kind of their strength. The line play. Are they gonna win the trenches?
But they got a lot of weaknesses too.
They do. They're not very good, but if they win the trenches, they'll make sure Kenny Pickett plays mistake-free football. You got
You know why Greg is saying this? Ariana's got a gun to the back of his head right now.
Right. She took away his little toy. She got no choice to do it. She said the only way you get that little toy back, that little massager that's shaking the screen, is if you say these things.
It's already. I'm picking.
You see how you look behind him?
Yeah. She can hear you. She's not amused by the way. She's looking at a straight ass face.
I know she tell you.
Yo.
Tell her come watch the game with me on Sunday.
Come watch the game. Yeah, on Sunday. On Sunday.
I'm going Bengals. Bengals gonna win this game, especially Jamar gonna be back. Joe Mixon is in the flow. I don't even have to worry about TJ Watt is great, he back, but they gonna ride Joe Mixon. I think they gonna ride Joe Mixon and do play action off of that. So it's not even gonna be that much of an issue, especially with this O-line. Yo, keep trying to give these jokers chances to block Joe. They ain't blocking Joe. Run the rock and keep those passes to a minimum. Even though Joe Burrow and that offense, that wide receiver core is explosive, they don't block for my man. So running with Joe, I think they'll get to like an early lead. Pittsburgh ain't got nothing else to play for, bro. They looking forward to next season. This ain't nothing.
Watch, Joe Burrow's gonna be like Andrew Luck, just a battered quarterback that just leaves early, too early. I can see it. I can see it now. I mean,
I'm not even going to entertain.
I hope not. I hope not. He's really good, but I said the same thing about Andrew Luck, which
it's only so long that you could take that type of physical abuse, because it then takes a toll on you mentally and emotionally. Last one, Chiefs at Chargers.
I got the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah. What a
Division game.
All Justin Herbert's weapons are gone, man.
They did say that he might get Keenan Allen and Mike Williams back this week, but still, still taking the Chiefs.
You know, they're the best quarterback in football.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs. It's just been a tough season for everything we expected from the AFC West is not what has happened. It's the Chiefs and then everybody else is booty.
Did Denver win, by the way? Did Les Ride win?
No. Russ threw an interception end zone in the game.
Oh, he likes to do that. That's his thing.
Yeah, and then Joker had the nerve afterwards to be like, God has everything in control, something like that as a tweet. Like, this is the worst time.
They wasn't gonna bring God into it, man.
That's the worst.
That's why I don't think it's genuine. Like I said, I don't think it's genuine.
Like, bro, you can't be the reason why your team lost and you start tweeting scriptures, bro. Like, this is not. I know that's not going well in the locker room. You threw the interception and you tweeted about for all things work together for those. Nah, bro, it's not working. It's not working right now.
Yeah,
it's not working.
God probably heard that. Was like, come on, bro, why you bringing me into this? Come on, man.
Leave me out of this one.
Come on, bro. Hey, real quick, quick Odell update. Okay, there was an article that came out, and Ian O'Connor, a respected New York journalist, tracked down one of Odell's people in his circle, and he said, "I'd flip a coin between New York and Dallas. It's tight, but of all the teams I've heard about, the one that really resonates a little bit more than everybody else is the New York Giants." So it looks like he's trending towards New York. Just saying. We get New York and stuff.
Smoke screen.
It ain't no smoke screen. Go back. If he goes to Dallas, I can't see him going to Dallas, but for real, that'd be crazy. No way.
Why can't you see it though? For all the reasons we talked about, why can't you see it?
What?
I said, why can't you see it though?
Because his boys is all here. He's unfinished business in New York. He come here, gonna be the best wide receiver on the team. He gets touched.
He'll handle his unfinished business in New York when he's in a Cowboy jersey doing numbers.
Yeah, you just a hating ass. That's your problem. Cincinnati, you on some whack ass. You see, Cincinnati fan, it's some bullshit.
I just don't want you to be heartbroken. You putting all your eggs in his basket right now, and it may not work out like that.
Jalen Hurts playing like a quarterback pre-segregation.
That was a huge fumble right there. Anywho, would you rather Dak Prescott? Yeah, you saw that huge fumble. Would you rather Dak Prescott edition? Dak Prescott or Justin Fields?
For the upside, I'm taking Justin Fields.
Justin going crazy. Justin leaning all the way into this black quarterback thing.
If I'm taking for the next 5 years, I'm taking him.
Didn't you say last show, Greg? Didn't you say he give him black quarterback? He's a typical stereotype.
I mean, right now you're playing like that.
Yeah.
Okay. When you running for 20 yards in the football game, that's it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. I have to agree with Miles. I mean, if you're going right now, I'll take Dak right now. Okay.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the upside long term, I'm taking Justin. I like where Justin's headed, and his physical ability far exceeds where Dak is and what Dak can do. And if he gets that passing game correct with a good coordinator who gets the best out of him, we're looking at a guy who can be a superstar in the NFL. So long term, Justin Fields. Right now, Dak Prescott.
Yo, you know what's scary though? Imagine if the 49ers drafted him and Justin Fields in that offense.
Ooh.
I get Trey Lance got injured. We haven't seen it yet, but imagine Justin Fields in San Fran with that run game. Good Lord. They traded up to get Trey Lance. He's injured, but Justin Fields.
Mistakes were made.
Yep. Yep.
Dak Prescott, Jimmy G.
Dak.
Jimmy G. Jimmy G's track record of winning football games is better, and his playoff performances have been better too. Yeah, I think Dak is more talented than him, but I think Jimmy wins more football games. And there's a lot of reasons why. Happens to play for a stupid franchise. So there's a lot of reasons why. It's not totally all his fault. But I'm gonna go with Jimmy.
Sidebar: if the Eagles lose this game, they'll become 8-1. But them fans about to come wreck. Only one loss, but they about to come wreck.
Facts.
You better not lose. At home too, they about to come crazy. Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray.
Watch how fast the Jalen Hurts slander starts back up. All the good he's done is not going to matter as much. Watch how fast.
Nah, he's played great tonight. It really wasn't on him. They limited their possessions.
They fumbled on the last 2 drives.
Oh. Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray.
Dak.
I'm taking Dak.
Yeah, I'll take Dak too. Kyler's having a rough go of it. He's being a child right now in Arizona. He's being a baby.
Last one, Dak Prescott or your man's Kirk Thuggins.
Taking Dak. Jesus.
I'm having a tough time. I ain't gonna hold you.
I'll take Dak too, bro. I can't co-sign this Kirk thing.
Well, the black delegation trades Chris.
Yeah. I'll trade him for Jeff Saturday.
I'm going. Hey, they both threw 2 picks yesterday, but Dax was more ugly, so I'm going Kirk.
Hey, I can't blame you. They both have. Dak has not played up to his potential since being back. Would you rather Tyrese Haliburton? Right now, he's off to a great start. 10.3 assists, 20.5 PPG, 42.3% from the 3-point. If he stays at this pace, he will be the first player in NBA history to average 20, 10, and shoot above 40% from the 3-point line. Nobody has ever done that in NBA history. Tyrese Haliburton or DeJounte Murray?
Tyrese. Tyrese. He's special.
Tyrese Haliburton or De'Aaron Fox?
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron is great. Hey, I picked him up in fantasy this year. He is a monster. I'm going De'Aaron, bro. De'Aaron's crazy.
Tyrese, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Shea. I'm taking Shea.
Yeah, you got to take Shea, bro. Shea is different. Shea is a different beast, bro. He went to New York and he the king of New York.
Yeah, Miles, no.
He the king of New York.
That's who you give up 8 picks for. That's who you give up 8 picks for, right there.
All right, let's see you do it. Don't be scared now, because don't let RJ Barrett be the reason why you don't get blessed. Because like last time, RJ Barrett blocking your blessings. He might as well be a clove of garlic.
Your twin's blocking his blessings.
Yeah, RJ's Miles' treacherous little twin.
Huh?
RJ's Miles' treacherous little twin.
You talk about you.
I'm talking about you.
This nigga, he's racist, bro. Chris is racist, bro. Like, can we just keep it a buck? Chris is actually racist. I don't care. Chris is racist, bro. I'm giving him that title, bro.
Y'all look
Tyrese or LaMelo?
Tyrese.
Yeah.
Tyrese. Right. I think right now I gotta go Tyrese. I love LaMelo though. It's not knocking LaMelo. There's so much talent in the NBA right now, and this could change. But I'm gonna go with Tyrese right now. I think Tyrese is just playing great basketball. I gotta go there.
It's just crazy that they had him and Fox on that Kings team, and they traded him away.
To keep Davion Mitchell. Davion's good, by the way. It's just, come on.
He's not on his level.
No.
That was a questionable pick too.
Yeah. You had 1 million guards already. Stupid team, stupid organization.
You mentioned anything can change in the NBA. One thing that has not changed, Tsai is staying adamant of making sure. It seems like he's grandstanding. Ultimately, it seems like they're gonna waive Kyrie, but they're just not doing it just yet. Do you think we've seen the last of Kyrie in a Nets jersey?
I think I was laughing because every time I say something about this, it goes crazy on Instagram or whatever. I think that I'm not gonna change my opinion, by the way. I think, if you're looking at this as from a Nets fan's perspective, which I think I've said on this podcast before, but somehow it magically doesn't make it the clips. but and from a Nets fan's perspective, and I'm just kidding, but from a Nets fan perspective, you have every reason and every right to feel upset about how this whole marriage with Kyrie Irving has gone since it started. So I think if he didn't end up wearing a Nets jersey ever again, it would make a lot of sense. And not just forget all of the nonsense aside, all of the PTO days he's taken, all of the leaving the team high and dry, all of the nonsense, all of the drama he brings. Just from they're playing good basketball without him, and they continue to play good basketball without him. And it's a common theme. All right, we saw the graphic you put on Instagram today, right? It's like there's no difference. In fact, teams are a little bit better without Kyrie historically throughout his career than they are with him. So he doesn't affect winning in a way a player of his caliber should. So there's a lot of reasons why the Nets should ultimately walk away from this. But let's talk about Joe Tsai. Joe Tsai is making this uncomfortable. Okay, I have a hard time now because I agree with what the Nets were doing at first, but now I make a hard time because watching an authority figure belittle a black man in public is tough. That's not something I can get behind. I don't get behind that. So when you're telling me he has more work to do, you're talking about him like he's a preschool kid, like he's a kid, like he's a child, right? And it's just out of control. Like it's too much. We know you don't want him back on the team. I don't want him back on the team. I agree with you on that. Most Nets fans would agree with him on that, right? Like I think any sensible Nets fan wouldn't want him back. So just cut him or just trade him. Do something to end this saga, but don't stop talking about it. Don't, you know what I mean? Like no comment. That's the way you got to handle this, because the more he talks about it, the more it looks like he's exercising a personal vendetta. The more it looks like he's standing on ego. The more it looks like he's doing this for all the wrong reasons. So he needs to stop that, just talking about it in a public forum, and just be quiet about it. If you're gonna make him do all this stuff, fine. On the flip side of this, right, getting away from Joe Tsai and where he's clearly wrong, I'm gonna say, this would all end if Kyrie Irving would get in front of a camera crew and say he was wrong, but he thinks that's extra, and he's not gonna do it. Right? Like we knew Kyrie wasn't going to do that. I think Kyrie could skip all the other steps they've laid out if he just apologized, right? And didn't go on his halo on Twitter telling me he loves everybody and that we're all one tree branch and we're all from the same dirt and we all were, cleaved together by one sun god, right? If you came up on a public platform in a press conference and you said, "Hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't even watch the movie. It was stupid, blah, blah, blah," we'd be good. But you don't want to do that because he's the kind of person who's going to double down. That's who he is. He's principled. He's going to stand on his principles, whatever they are, whatever his sun God tells him they are. So you
belittling him right now. Talking about belittling a black man.
No, look, Kyrie is ridiculous. Okay. Kyrie, like whether he's black, blue, whatever he is, he's a ridiculous human being. Like seriously, let's just be real. Like this is all stupid. Where this all came from is dumb. He's over here standing on principle over a movie he didn't watch. He's not getting paid, bro, over something he didn't even watch. Like that's ridiculous. But again, the Nets have culpability in this because you don't want him. You're belittling him in public. You don't got to do that. If I belittle him versus Joe Tsai doing it, it's one guy's more important than the other. Ain't nobody give a damn about my opinion like that, except for a few West Orange people that want my head. But that's it. So it's utterly ridiculous. But that's kind of where I stand on it, man. I don't want to be I don't want to be the black person that's justifying what Josiah is doing because there's no justification for it. There is none. It's utterly ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
I think Josiah within this, and anybody can take it after this, I think Josiah within this is hypocritical in regards of Kyrie needs to do this and Kyrie needs to do that. I'm looking at how Josiah is handling this. And to me, Josiah needs to go get some help. Josiah needs to go do some sensitivity training because I don't think he understands what he's doing in the public eye right now. Because you're belittling a black man, you're degrading a black man, and you're trying to emasculate him.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving, yes, he works for you, but that's not your child. That's not your son. That's not some little boy that you're telling, hey, you got to do this, this, and that, so you can get off of punishment and you're able to play the Xbox again. This is not your child. This is another grown man. You said you talked to him. You said you came out yourself, said he's not anti-Semitic. So what are you talking about? He has to go prove this to the world. He still has work to do. Joe, what you talking about, Joe? Joe, you don't want to stop playing these games. Cut the man and move on. Why are you still doing this? This is you acting like you Drake. You butthurt. You still dragging this relationship on.
No, yeah, I look. I think we hit the nail on the head, man. We hit the nail on the head with this. I don't know if Miles or Chris have anything to add, but again, it's Josiah's wrong. He's playing a part in this, and he has to wear some of this because of the way he's handling it after the fact. But again, any Nets fan would want Kyrie out of here, all this aside. I just want to say that. I'm over it. Edmund Summer give me good minutes. Okay. Seth Curry suddenly lighting it up. Cam Thomas playing good basketball all of a sudden. It's a different vibe. Okay. KD seems to be pretty happy, except for last night, but pretty happy all in all. He's playing good defense. They're playing as a good team. You know, I can deal with where this team is right now because it feels like Nets basketball again. But these last few years with Kyrie have not felt that way. They have not felt that way. So I'm ready to move on. I think the Nets are. I think the Nets just have to come to that realization and move on. There's a part of me that feels like they're going to let him come back. It almost feels like that. All this posturing in public, all of this talk, the guy might come back and they're playing basketball with the Nets again, which is crazy. He may play 20 more games with the Nets. I don't know what they're going to do. I think they don't want to lose him for nothing. I think they want to make sure that they see where this thing can go if they put him back into it when you already know what it is. It'd be stupid, but I think that's where they are. I just think the idea of waiving him and letting him go wherever he wants to them doesn't feel like a good ending to them. And I can understand that. But stop talking about it in public. Stop talking about Kyrie like he's your son who got grounded or threw a party at your house when you weren't home, who had sex to grow in your bed when you weren't home. Stop doing it. Like it's not right. It's not right. That needs to stop. I can't co-sign none of that stuff that Josiah's on. He's dead wrong. But also Kyrie is dead wrong too. It's funny how it works.
We're going to end off the show with this or that. The better offense this year, the Dolphins offense or the Chiefs offense?
I say the Chiefs.
Got the better quarterback.
I'm gonna have to agree. I say the Chiefs. And the reason I say the Chiefs, a lot of Tua's throws to me have looked better than they actually are because of the play Tyreek makes on the ball. I think Patrick Mahomes has the better weapons, and he's actually making good throws. And to me, they're more explosive just because they're so versatile. I think you take away Tyreek Hill off of that Miami offense, Tua's going to struggle.
Hold on. You said the Chiefs have better weapons? The Dolphins.
Collectively. I do. Collectively, I do.
They have the best two wide receivers in football on the same team, the Dolphins. And Jalen Waddle's like not number 2, but he's a top 5 wide receiver in football just in productivity. Like they've got the fastest wide receiving core in football. I don't know, bro. And their running game is amazing. They got the San Francisco running game like scheme implemented in what they're doing too. That's why I have to slow down. I think the Chiefs are what we're doing is this is name brand versus no name brand. That's what we're doing. We're going cinnamon toast crunch versus cinnamon squares at the bodega. That's what we're doing right now.
And going off what we know.
But I don't want to do that. I want to go off what I've seen. And what I've seen is the Dolphins be probably the best offense in football all year long. That's what I've seen. I've seen them demolish teams. I've seen them put up 30 points with ease. I've seen them protect the quarterback, let him drop back, not get hit, except for the play where you guys almost killed him because that's what y'all do. And then I also saw them put a run game in there. Guys are always wide open too. Guys are always in that offense. Guys are always wide open. Somehow Tyreek is uncovered. Somehow Jalen Waddle's uncovered. Somehow Jeff Wilson, the guy they brought in off the street, is killing guys, getting 50-yard carries. Raheem Mostert's having a resurgence in his career. I don't know, man. I'm having a real hard time acting as if this Dolphins offense isn't better. I think the quarterback play is better for the Chiefs. I think the coaching staff is better for the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are a better team ultimately. But I think the Dolphins, offensively, what they've been able to do from a schematic standpoint, from how they've built Tua back up, right, where they've taken him to, and what they've put around him and how they surrounded him, and the yards after catch factor, I'd have to go to Dolphins. I think it's just off what I've seen. I'm not picking name brand. I'm not picking Louis Vuitton. I'm picking what would we say he is? Dickies or something? Two is Dickies. I'm picking.
Give me Louis Vuitton.
He ain't playing like Dickies.
Huh?
He ain't playing like he's Dickies though.
You right.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, that's a tough one because how the Dolphins is playing, but I'm gonna have to go with the Chiefs offense just because Pat Mahomes is literally using every single person. Like I said, we had a Kadarius Toney sighting, got his first career touchdown.
That's
the way that Andy Reid, the way that Pat Mahomes is doing it, different. This or that, Justin Jefferson catch or the Odell Beckham Jr. catch?
Odell. Not even close.
I'm going Justin. Just the moment too. 4th and 18.
The moment's huge. The moment is huge.
We act like Jefferson didn't have a safeguard on the catch. Like he used the corner's hand to grip the ball, then ripped it out of his hands. Incredible catch. But there was no safeguard for Odell. It was falling back like 1-3. And there's no one there. He is reaching back. The ball's coming in flight, dropping. Them Eli bombs came down with some heat. He caught that thing with one hand, didn't even reel to the body. One hand just gripped it, bro. Not to the body at all. Odell's catch was the greatest catch I've ever seen in my life, bro. I ain't saying like I'm a Giants fan. Although I do appreciate you bringing up the nostalgia because he will be wearing a Giants blue again. And I think that day will be the greatest day in New York. And just it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, man. I mean, like outside the Super Bowl wins, it'll be one of the greatest days of my fandom to see him come back home. He belongs to be in New York. Post that. That's my pitch to Odell. Come get your targets, bro. You got Kenny Golladay over here dropping passes. Get this bum ass out of town.
I'm still, it's maybe 1A, 1B. 4th and 18, he doesn't make that catch. There's no way in the world we're having this conversation when we're talking about, the Vikings only have one loss if he does not make that pass, that catch. And it wasn't even like it was a good pass. Like you mentioned, Eli put it in the right spot. Kirk kind of just was like, hey, Justin.
Right spot is relative. Right spot is relative.
If you look at those passes, Kirk and Eli's pass, whose pass was better?
Kirk was throwing an interception, which is what he does. And Jefferson saved him from it, right?
Justin Jefferson saved him from that 4th and 18.
But doesn't make the acrobatic, like we talking about situation, fine.
Right. Are we talking about better circumstance or better catch?
It's that catch.
You know what? I got the better catch. You put all of it together. The catch, the moment. That's why people were talking about, I saw people debating like, oh, they have the David Tyree catch is one of the best catches of all time. Heck no. I get where you have that conversation because of the moment. You add the moment to it. It was the Super Bowl.
Oh, that catch is crazy.
Complete sense.
Oh, that catch. He caught the ball on his damn head.
Right, but that's not harder than
That's
what
ridiculous.
Odell or Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson did.
Odell's is the greatest catch in NFL history. In my just physical athletic ability, that is the greatest catch. You ain't never seen a better catch. Why are you looking at the side? Is Paisley gonna tell you there's a better catch that's been made? Is there a better catch?
Hey, yo, keep our baby's name off this pod, bro.
Oh man, yo. If you stay ready, you gotta get ready. Bench Mob ENT, we out. Peace.
Jeez.